AFCON, giving you update there concerning those matches played yesterday over there in Cote d'Ivoire. Welcome you on the show, 360 Sport on Trust TV. I'm Adeni Ajishafe. We'll be looking at those stories trending. Really, Moroccans can really continue to dance their swan song. They did so well in the group stage, also Senegal. But right now, we're looking at Group E and F with the first story that has to do with Morocco. But before then, we have a guest in the studio. Jide Olushola is here. Good to have you.
Good morning. Good to be here again.
Actually, I love the outfit. Okay. Anyway, let's start with that first story. Morocco roar. Actually, they are called Atlas Lion. They roar into AFCON last 16 after beating Chipolopolo of Zambia. It was a 1-0 there, and they were able to do it courtesy of Ziyech, who actually got that goal for them. And good one for Morocco. They were able to do this. Right now, Morocco and Senegal seems to be the main team that did so well in that particular group stage, where they actually won all their 3 matches. Good one for Morocco, well, where they drop it at the World Cup. They picked up their pieces there, and now they continue to do well in this competition. Looking at that particular game, let's look at other results that took place yesterday in AFCON that are actually taking place in Cote d'Ivoire. Well, in Group E, Namibia played 0 against Mali, South Africa 0 against Tunisia, while Tanzania also played goalless draw against DR Congo. Morocco showed their class as one of the first to be reckoned with in African football by scoring a goal, courtesy of Ziyech in 37th minute, to actually change the story across Group E and F. Well, right now, Jide, you want to agree with me that Morocco seems to be having an edge over other teams?
Yes, Morocco, they do their best, but I have not seen the Morocco we saw in World Cup in this particular AFCON. They've actually struggled to score goals. Yes, of course, they won against, but that flair that we saw them with, they played with in Qatar, is not there right now. Probably maybe because of the off-season, the mid-season. This is a mid-season competition. So, but then, is Senegal that I still pick as still the best
team so far?
Best team so far. Yes, Morocco can be second now, but Senegal, I think they're just the top tier right now because they are winning that game convincingly. Giving us that flair that also we know them with and everything. But so far so good. It's been an interesting Nations Cup, and I want to see what. Of course, we probably will get what Nigeria will do on Saturday. But then, so far so good. It's been an interesting Nations
Cup. Interesting Nations Cup there coming from Jide Olushola. We've been talking concerning Morocco. They were able to pick Zambia to win that game against Chipolopolo. But right now, let's look at how that group, well, at least all the matches played yesterday. We look at Group E and F. Looking at the table now, let's talk about the table. Mali, they have 5 points. They're able to scale through. South Africa, Namibia, Tunisia. So shocking. Jide, look at this. Tunisia, of all countries, they actually crashed out in this particular group stage.
Yeah, it's good they crashed out early because they took us out in Cameroon as well. So, but then Tunisia, they've been, in fact, in Cameroon, they of course, they qualified to the round of 16 based on their best loser. So, in the last few years, their football has not been going as smooth, as good as it used to be before. I think they won in 2024, so, 2004. So, but then their football has not as gone down the drain in the last few years. So, I'm not surprised the way they've gone out. Just the same way Algeria also, they've also gone out of the second time in a row that they've left the competition at the group stage level, despite being a 2019 champion. So I'm glad that Tunisia even left because they broke our heart, the last time and everything. But then, by and large, I'm surprised to see Namibia, of course. Namibia, one thing we should know that now in this AFCON, they are no longer giants again in African football. Minors now are not defeating the so-called giants when it comes to football in Africa, and that shows the progress that African football is making right now. All the big names, Nigeria, of course, we struggled, or we are struggling. Okay, let me say we struggled. I don't know what we play against Cameroon. Cote d'Ivoire, of course, they sneaked into the round of 16 based on their best loser, because they're hoping for somebody to draw or to lose before they qualify. You see Cameroon as well too, also struggling. So we see Algeria struggling, they're out. So we have seen the big teams, the so-called big teams, even Egypt as well too, they struggled. But we are seeing Equatorial Guinea, we are seeing Namibia. South Africa, yes, they're in between. Also, Cape Verde, things that you don't even know, that you don't expect them to do well.
Do it.
They are doing better than the teams that we expect them to do well. So things we are seeing a change in African football whereby the big guns are no longer the big guns. Now we are seeing an uprising of the new let's say a new generation of the African giants. And,
well, we've been talking concerning.
And that's the beauty.
Yes, if you look at it, we just look at that group now. Mali doing well, being able to cross over. South Africa also, then Namibia surprising everyone. Now let's look at another group. We have another good group F now. Morocco. They did well, they fought hard. They actually drew one, they won. They played 3 matches, they won 2 and drew 1. Now they have 7 points. DR Congo also scaled through for Tanzania and Zambia. They couldn't make it, so it's a big one. Looking at the fact that Morocco showed their class, even though Jide said they are not the same team that did so well at the World Cup, but still, they are still able to hold their own. Talking about this particular tournament, it's been a fantastic performance where all the smaller teams are really shocking the whole Africa by being at least at their best against the big giant teams across Africa. Now, let's talk about the host, AFCON 2023. Côte d'Ivoire qualified for round of 16 as best third place team. They had to wait a lot of calculations coming up for the Elephant of Côte d'Ivoire before they could make it, but they're still able to make it. Talking about that particular team, Côte d'Ivoire, against all odds, they were still able to scale through, even though their fans were crying, hoping, thinking that they are totally out. But they were still able to do it, and they crossed over to round of 16. Now, let's look at the round of 16 teams, or the fixtures that will be coming up. The teams that will be playing in the AFCON round of 16 there. Let's have it. While we talk about the AFCON round of 16, well, we have Angola, Namibia, Nigeria, Cameroon, Equatorial Guinea versus Guinea. It's going to be EQ Guinea versus Guinea. And you have Egypt against DR Congo, Cape Verde versus Mauritania, Côte d'Ivoire, the host, versus Senegal, Morocco against South Africa, Mali, Burkina Faso. This is a big one for round of 16. You look at this, it seems all the teams are battle ready.
Yes, they're battle ready. Then it's an interesting round of fixture. I'm looking forward to, apart from the Nigeria-Cameroon game, I'm looking forward to watch a Senegal-Côte d'Ivoire.
Senegal-Côte d'Ivoire is another big match I people want to see.
Yes, but the Côte d'Ivoire, they're very unlucky to have been paired up with Senegal, because Senegal, they're the only team that won all their games in the group
so
stage.
Are you automatically saying Senegal will defeat Côte d'Ivoire?
Based on the correct form, yes, Senegal should beat Côte d'Ivoire, because Côte d'Ivoire, they played that game on Monday. I think on Mondays they have to wait for 2 days to know their fate, because their fate was no longer in their hands.
It was really
so
hanging.
if maybe Namibia or Namibia or Tunisia had won that game or something, they would not have qualified. So they're waiting for somebody to lose or to draw.
It was much more mathematical than the main football itself.
Yeah, so their fate was no longer there. But then, we can see that it can, by this point now, that Côte d'Ivoire can now decide now to pick up maybe that anger.
Someone actually raised that. Okay, now that Côte d'Ivoire, they found their way to this particular
they sneak their way.
Snake. Let's use that word. They might just begin to pick up from there and shock Senegal.
But then, yes, it's very possible. It's very possible, because now this is the real business end of the tournament. If once you lose, you're out. There's no waiting for another person to lose.
You snooze, you lose.
Exactly. So now, and of course, Senegal are the defending champions. Of course, they want to retain the title. But now, Côte d'Ivoire, they are playing at home. And based on what happened, whereby the fans were angry, thinking that they were out, demolished, vandalized their bosses and everything. So they might want to prove a point. And we saw pictures of the Dogba, looking so dejected that Chelsea is losing his former club, and Côte
d'Ivoire was also
losing. So we saw that. So it might use this point to that anger now to come out against Senegal, but then I still believe Senegal will do the job against Côte d'Ivoire. They are quite unlucky right now to pair up with Senegal, because they are the best team right now in Africa.
Going back to this round of 16 fixtures, a big one between Senegal, Côte d'Ivoire, Nigeria, Cameroon, a big deal. So
yes.
In fact, I saw a clip before we entered the studio about Cameroonian singer already saying they will beat us.
The rivalry between Nigeria and Cameroon dates back to several years ago. Before I was even born, they've been rivals. But then I still believe Nigeria will do well against Cameroon. Yes, we did not do too well in the group stage, but we did better than Cameroon. That's just it. And I think our players are better motivated than Cameroon. Yes, the Cameroon guys they also want to play to come and spoil the game, but this is the business end of the tournament. But then I still believe Nigeria will do the job against it. But my only fear is that we are not scoring goals. How can the whole country like Nigeria just 3 goals, one goal, 1 penalty, and an own goal?
Okay. Well, we'll just have to at least give you a little update there concerning football. We have to join our Daily Trust, well, as it actually happening, the 2024 edition of that particular event that we'll be joining right now. Well, we'll be giving you more after this. Thank you. As we are looking at that particular fixture there, we saw that we picked Nigeria, Cameroon, Senegal, Cote d'Ivoire. One more, because if we look at it, it's dicey. South Africa too, they'll be facing Morocco, a big one there. Let's go back to that particular fixture there. Look at Morocco, South Africa. Tough one.
Yes, it's a tough one. It's a very tough one. I cannot pick who will win between two of them, but
you want to tilt towards Morocco a bit?
Yes, I'll tilt towards Morocco because Morocco they are more compact. Yes, they are coming up together. Their rhythm is not coming out gradually. But in South Africa, they're also very good as well to know. But I still take Morocco to have the edge over South Africa.
Burkina Faso Mali will be another tough match.
Yes, it's going to be. In fact, the whole round of 16 they're all very interesting.
But I'm looking at Cape Verde versus Mauritania. Seems to be like
there are two minors. So 2 minors, but I'll take Cape Verde to go
in Equatorial Guinea. That's another tough.
I don't care about any of them can win because any of them can beat each other because
Angola, Namibia.
I think I'll go for Namibia because now this is the first time of getting into the first round of 16 in their history. So they could be that shocker that I might be expecting in the Nations Cup. But this is the first time of playing in the knockout stage ever in their history. Of course, Angola, they've been there several times, so they might want to shock Angola. So I'll tip towards Namibia.
Let's see what will happen. Pelanka Negras of Angola against Namibia. A lot of matches coming up from Saturday, Sunday, Monday. They'll be playing those games. We're talking about the round of 16. Nigeria will be playing on Saturday. We'll be giving them more support. That Saturday, be ready to join in. We'll be talking about that particular game there. Well, right now, we move away from there. Let's talk about the season of sacking coach in the AFCON. This is 6 coaches that have been sacked. It seems all these things are not performing well, are parting way with their coaches. Well, right now, Tunisia sacks Jalel Kadri, 6 coach to be sacked in AFCON 2023. We've seen Ghana actually do away with their coach, who's now a former coach, Chris Hilton. We've seen Algeria. We've seen a lot of all of them separating, even Cameroon thereabout. Well, what's happening?
It did not perform.
Cote d'Ivoire, I beg your pardon. Go ahead.
It did not perform. But I'm surprised by Cote d'Ivoire. They should have even left the man,
to continue. After all, they still qualify.
They still qualify, but then probably now his assistant will take over. I know that's his ill luck. But now, once you don't do well, what are you doing again? But
really, this AFCON seems to have been a surprising one, where we've seen this tournament where 6 coaches gone already.
Within how many weeks? That's just the bit of the game because look at Algeria now. The coach he had been there for how many years now? He took them to the one in 2019 Nations Cup. Of course, since then, and he set an African record of 25 games of beating. So that shows that he's good. But then, at that point, he's not doing well. You are as good as your last game. They missed going to the World Cup. They left him. They struggled to get to they struggled to qualify for the Nations Cup. So, okay, let's get to the Nations Cup. Let's see what you do. He got there, but then he didn't perform. So what else did they want him to do again? So just go. So it's just a season of sacking, like you said. And probably Joseph Pessoa might join the list if they not do well against Cameroon on Saturday because his contract ends once the
this AFCON.
Yes, once it ends.
News actually came that he has refused to sign the extension, that he has been offered the extension. I don't know how true that is.
He should not even sign himself.
He shouldn't sign.
But his contract ends the moment AFCON ends. So if Nigeria is out against Cameroon, he's also out from a Super Eagles camp.
Talking about...
So if he wins the Nations Cup, probably they might continue.
Well, we're talking concerning the season of sacking coaches in this AFCON. We've seen about 6 coaches now being sacked by their country, a big one there. Tunisia actually joined the bandwagon there. Let's see what happened Nigeria and Cameroon. If we're able to scale through, the coach to continue with us. And now, as we're talking about that, just yesterday, Rangers play against Rivers United. And it was a big one because they were able to peep them by a lone goal scored by Kazim Ogule. In that game, Ogule fires Rangers past Rivers United in a rescheduled game in that particular encounter that took place. Let's look at that game quickly before we come back and at least continue with the show. Rangers versus Rivers United there. Now there's Ikwe Stadium in Enugu. Big one there. At least they were able to get that 3-point at stake.
Yes, yes. The Cathedral is a fortress for Enugu
Rangers.
For Rangers, that's their home front. They hardly lose a game in the Cathedral, and playing against Rivers United is a very big, it's a very big game because these are two rivals, two very strong teams on the in the MPFL. So I'm glad that Enugu Rangers in the last 3 games, Rivers United have had the upper edge. So it was good for Rangers to break that streak, and resume back defeating the Rivers United. And good luck. It was a good game anyway. It was a good game. A
good game there. Looking at the 2 Arab teams, Rivers United played away to Rangers in Enugu at the Cathedral. Good one for Rangers. They were able to win that match by courtesy of a free kick, a free kick rather, coming from Kazim Ogunleye in that game. Good one for Rangers there. While we're talking about football, really, we've actually showcased a lot of AFCON story. But right now, let's go to England as we talk about Liverpool. Liverpool, they were able to do well. They beat Fulham to set up EFL Cup final against Chelsea. It's going to be the red versus the blue in that game.
Yeah, Chelsea. I think Chelsea has a record of most appearances in finals in EFL Cup and everything. So, but then I mean, have they won against Liverpool? So it's going to be, and of course, Pochettino says he's looking for a first trophy as Chelsea manager. I don't know how he's going to do that against Jurgen Klopp. I don't know the kind of magic he's going to play. I don't know what formation he's going to use against Jurgen Klopp. I don't know what he's going to defeat Chelsea. Liverpool. It's going to be a very tough one for Chelsea against Liverpool.
Anything can happen anyway.
But then we know how Chelsea right now, their form is very poor. Most of the players are injured. So I just don't know how he's going to do. I just don't see anything. I don't see how he's going to defeat Liverpool.
I just
don't know how.
Let's see how it goes.
He does a massive attack. I don't know how he's going to just do it, but it's very difficult for him.
Let's see how it goes there between Liverpool and Chelsea. EFL Cup final after Liverpool were able to bamboozle their way against Fulham. Just giving you an update concerning that particular story there. It was yesterday, and right now they will be hoping that they'll be able to do it. For Chelsea, they can actually win it if they determine to do that. Pochettino actually looking for his 4th silverware with that club. And right now, we talk about Women's Champions League. Games were also played yesterday. We look at those games. The result of the Women's Champions League in Europe. Roman Feminine played 2-2 against FC Bayern Munich. PSG Feminine is 3-1 against Ajax Women, while Paris FC Feminine is played goalless against Haken Women. As Chelsea Women, they did well against Real Madrid Feminine rather. It was 2-1. Chelsea Women, they were able to do the business yesterday.
Real Madrid women, they're not very strong. So I know why you're looking at that.
No, at least I thought, because I know you are a Madridista, so the best is
Real Madrid women they're not very strong. It's a new club, just about 2 years old or thereabouts. So they're still very young in Champions League.
Okay, so at least they are participating.
Yeah, they're participating for now. But then you can't compare them to Chelsea female team who are actually very, very strong. Then Paris are also very good as well. But I'm surprised how they're able to defeat. They got a draw game. But then, by and large, the Women's Champions League is coming up gradually, and it's going to be an interesting tournament.
I think it's getting better, more competitive these days when you watch those ladies playing.
So it's going to get more interesting as the year goes by, because we are now seeing quality, and the way they are now pumping in money into women's football is encouraging. And we are seeing all these ladies now trying to put in all their energy into so that they also partake in what the men are also partaking to. The more crowd they bring, the more investment they bring in, the more their own pocket to be. And so it's going to be a good business for the girls and for the clubs in coming years to come.
With just a minute to go on the show, let's quickly look at Spanish Copa del Rey result. Games were also played. Let's look at those matches played. 3-2, Girona, actually, they lost against Mallorca. Atletico Bilbao defeated Barcelona 4-2. Was that an expected result from you?
Kind of, yeah, because Barcelona, they always have difficult to defeat Atletico Bilbao. That's the albatross. It's always a very difficult game against them. And the Inaki left Ghana when they crashed out, took private jets.
Straight down to
and he scored.
Iñaki Williams, well, they call it Iñaki. Iñaki Williams was able to score there.
And his brother also scored too. So Barcelona, they always find difficult playing against Atletico Bilbao. So that's just a very tough one for them. But I'm glad that Barcelona is out of the tournament. So putting more pressure on Xavi right now, because I don't know whether Barcelona will get any trophy at the end of this season.
A big one. They are talking about the Spanish Copa del Rey, where Barcelona were actually defeated by Atletico Bilbao. Iñaki Williams scoring there after actually not going well with Ghana. But right now, from the way it is, we just have to go, because we've been giving you all the activities that happen in the world of football, especially AFCON. For Morocco, Senegal, Nigeria, all of them are battle ready. Who will scale through to the next round? Well, a big one there. Round of 16, we showcase to you. Jide Olushola, thanks for coming on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Thank you.
Well, I'm Adini Ajijafe. Sport is always business and fitness. Thanks for watching.